Paul, heavy skepticism here and a lot of mistrust, even as we hear about plans to evacuate Mariupol. How realistic is it?
They had a lot of buses lined up this morning, Jennifer, waiting for the ceasefire to begin at about 10 o'clock. If they can push those buses through and get them out again, they should be able to take hundreds of people out of Mariupol. Of course, there are about 160,000 people still living in the city under those terrible conditions. So one day of ceasefire and one day of buses moving in and out is not going to solve the entire issue and get everybody to safety, but it probably is a pretty good start. It sounds as if it's the biggest humanitarian corridor put in place since the war began and since the need became so great in Mariupol itself. Inside the city, there's still fighting going on. There's still shelling. There are Ukrainian defenders who are trying to hold the Russian soldiers off. And, you know, Vladimir Putin has essentially said, look, until they surrender, he's going to continue bombing Mariupol, no matter how many civilians are still inside the city, Jennifer.
And Paul, NATO acknowledging yesterday that it believes the troops aren't necessarily withdrawing, but they're regrouping. What can you tell us about that?
That's what we're hearing from not just NATO, but also from the Ukrainians and from the United States as well, that yes, some tanks, Russian tanks, are heading towards Belarus, where they will, you know, regroup and begin to reinforce, and that they will eventually come back into battle, probably not around Kyiv. It looks as if Kyiv is now going to be safe, that the Russians have given up their grand plan to take the capital city and will begin to move troops down towards the Donbass region, which we've heard a lot about, that part of eastern Ukraine, which the Russians have wanted to take for a long, long time. And that's now, I think, where the battle is going to be concentrated. We do know that Vladimir Putin told the Prime Minister of Italy this morning that he's not ready for a ceasefire, that he does not believe that a ceasefire would be premature. And that's why I think we're going to see a lot more fighting in the Donbass.
And what about the talks, Paul? I understand they're back on today, but not in-person talks, virtual talks?
That's my understanding. If not today, then certainly tomorrow. And this is the way the two sides have been meeting, actually, for the last 2 or 3 weeks. You know, sitting in front of television screens, going back and forth. It does accomplish a little bit, or it has the potential to accomplish, but it's not as good as face-to-face meetings. And of course, we saw that a couple of days ago, and we thought at that point that there was some movement. Now the Kremlin is saying wasn't very promising. So I think, and they're still talking about a meeting at the foreign ministers level, but I don't think we're really at that point yet, Jennifer.
Okay, and just quickly, Paul, we're hearing that UK intelligence agency is saying that Russia massively misjudged the situation in Ukraine, and some of the soldiers are rebelling. We've heard those stories before, almost self-sabotaging, and that some of the generals or Putin's advisors are afraid to tell him what's really happening on the ground.
This is really quite fascinating, isn't it? I think it's the Americans, to a certain degree, doing some psychological operations here to just, you know, to tell their own people and to tell the world a little bit that, hey, Vladimir Putin does not know what's going on the battlefield, that a lot of secrets are being held back, and his generals are essentially not telling him how bad the operation has gone, especially in the north of Ukraine. True or not, there's no doubt that the operation has been, sputtered to a halt in northern Ukraine. And if Vladimir Putin doesn't know that, that's a withholding a lot of very important information from the top man inside Russia.
Yeah, indeed. Fascinating stuff, Paul. I do appreciate it. Good to see you as always. Take care. Thank you.